I never imagined I would be in this situation. When I married Mark, I knew he had a teenage son from his previous marriage. Jason was 17, quiet, polite, and reserved. He wasn't particularly warm toward me, but we got along well enough. At least I thought we did. That night changed everything. Mark had to leave town for a last-minute business trip, leaving Jason and me alone in the house for the weekend. I wasn't worried. Jason had always been independent, keeping to himself in his room most of the time. I figured the weekend would pass uneventfully. I was wrong. It started with little things, subtle, almost unnoticeable. After dinner, I went to load the dishwasher, only to find that the plates were already washed. I frowned. I hadn't heard Jason in the kitchen, and he never voluntarily did chores. Strange, but not alarming. Then, as I walked into the living room, I noticed my phone wasn't on the coffee table where I had left it. I found it later on the kitchen counter. Had I absent-mindedly left it there? Maybe. As the hours passed, an eerie stillness settled over the house. I chalked it up to my imagination, but something about the silence felt off. Around 10:30 p.m., I decided to head upstairs to my bedroom. As I reached the top of the stairs, I heard a soft click behind me, the unmistakable sound of a door closing. I turned quickly. Jason. Silence. Shaking off the unease, I entered my bedroom and locked the door. I never locked my door before, but something about the night unsettled me. I tried to relax, scrolling through my phone in bed. Then, a notification popped up. Motion detected. Living room. 11:47 p.m. My stomach tightened. Our security cameras were linked to my phone, but Mark was the one who usually checked them. I clicked the alert, my pulse quickening. At first, nothing. Just the dimly lit living room. Then, a shadow moved at the bottom of the stairs. I switched to the hallway camera. The figure was gone. A cold sweat formed on my back. If Jason was asleep, then who was in the house? I strained to listen. Then footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. Coming up the stairs. A soft knock on my door. I froze, gripping my phone tightly. Stepmom? Jason's voice was hesitant, almost nervous. I swallowed hard. Yes. A pause. Then, can I come in? I hesitated. It's late, Jason. What's wrong? No answer. Just breathing. I reached for my nightstand drawer, fingers wrapping around the small pocket knife I kept there. Jason. The knob jiggled. I bolted upright, heart pounding as the doorknob twisted aggressively. Jason, stop. The movement stopped. Silence. Then, a whisper, so soft I barely heard it. You shouldn't lock your doors. A chill ran down my spine. The floor creaked as he stepped away. I waited, breath caught in my throat, until I heard the faint sound of a door closing down the hall. I barely slept that night. The next morning, Jason acted normal, as if nothing had happened. When I confronted him, he simply stared at me and said, I don't know what you're talking about. When Mark came home, I told him everything. He laughed it off. Jason sleepwalks sometimes. It's nothing. But I knew what I saw. And when I checked the security footage again, I saw something else, something I hadn't noticed before. At 11:47 p.m., just before the motion alert, Jason stood in the dark living room, staring up at the camera, smiling. And then he reached up and covered the lens.